Tonight's spotlight will be presented by Angela Moss. She is a mortgage loan officer for Northern Utah MNO. We are looking and they are looking to grow that chapter. She'll be sharing how she got started on some of the programs that she specializes in. Fun fact about Angela is that her family were bowling fanatics. Her grandparents owned a small cafe and a bar inside of a bowling alley, and she was bowling as soon as she could walk. Her first job was even in that cafe. She now lives in Northern Utah with her husband, son, and giant Great Dane Mastiff. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Angela Ma.
Oh, well, thank you, Anthony, for that wonderful introduction. And thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. We have a bunch of great visitors joining us.
Yeah, I had to run by you.
As he had mentioned, a little bit about me. So how I got started in mortgage. Well, I was a struggling young adult, and so I wanted to get my foot in the door in real estate. So I found a job listing for a receptionist in a mortgage office. So they took the opportunity on me. They were very reluctant to hire me. I had no skills in mortgage. So they took a shot on me. And then that changed my life in so many ways. I even met my husband through one of my coworkers there. And what really changed my life is I was surrounded by successful people, and yet I was struggling. I could barely pay for lunch most days. And so I knew I wanted to change my life and build my own success. So I was determined to learn it inside and out. I read everything I could that crossed my desk, mortgage related, and eventually I progressed. I moved into junior processing. I became licensed as a loan officer assistant, and I learned everything I could. And thankfully, one high producing loan officer took me under her wing and became my mentor. She taught me so many things that I wouldn't have necessarily learned if I would have just jumped into being a loan officer myself. I really got to see the ins and outs of mortgage and learn from her and make mistakes. And it wasn't under my name, thankfully. It may have been under hers, but I learned a lot. And some of my client success stories that I have encountered over the years were the Rogers family. The Rogers family, I helped them with a refinance. Their dad had recently passed. He was the main home provider, and they were struggling with bills. So they were just really trying to figure out how to save money, how they could keep the home. And after a couple of countless hours working with my team, we were able to help them refinance, get equity out of the home, save money, and pay off some of those outstanding medical debts that they had from the passing of their dad. And then Mr. Rodriguez, he was just recently, I got him in his house right before Christmas. Luckily for me, his lender kind of dropped the ball. They were ready to close, and for something happened where they said his debt to income was too high, but I was able to work. I know the realtor really knew he wanted to get into that home, so he gave me the opportunity to run through it, the scenario, and see how we could fix it. I talked to my underwriting manager, and we came up with a game plan, and we closed within 2 weeks without an appraisal, and he's now in his dream home. So that was a really good win for me, and a nice one that I recently finished up. And then I actually wanted to include this testimonial because as I was making my presentation, my Kyle gal emailed me, and she just gave me some kudos on my closing that happened on Monday. And so I just wanted to include that as a little pat on my back, because it's always nice to hear with your colleagues that you're doing a good job. So they gave me 5-star review, and that was really good to hear from them. And then a couple of loan products we offer. We offer all your typical conventional VA, FHA loans, but we also specialize in doctor's loans. VA is another great option that we have, especially being close to the base, because I have a lot of veterans in the area. So that's a nice one that we have. And then Utah Housing, they have the best first-time home buyers program I've seen out there. Many of the other states, they do have down payments assistance, but I have to say Utah Housing is one of the better ones I've seen. But then my specialties, I specialize with self-employed construction loans and first-time home buyers. I remember my first loan, I was working with my mentor, and this man had 21 businesses. And that meant I had to review 22 business tax returns. And I looked at my mentor and I was like, are they all like this? Because I don't know if I could do it. And so I quickly became self-employed, or a self-employed specialist, because that was her book of business. So in turn, I learned it in and out. So a lot of my colleagues still send me their self-employed clients to help analyze their income, because that's one thing I specialize in. And same with construction loans. I was really fortunate enough to work with my mentor who specialized in construction. So I in turn learned a lot, the ins and outs of constructions, and built rapport with those builders and the cost to build and everything, all the ins and outs of construction loans. So, and then first-time home buyers, they're our bread and butter. They always are there. And so we always have to make sure we know how to handle them and help them build their credit. And because I had some credit issues in the past, it helped me firsthand learn what I need to do to help increase those credit scores and help them qualify for homes. So those are my 3 specialties, and the ones I enjoy the most, I would have to say. And then next are connections, really, connections with everybody. My regional manager, he's always like, look for connections everywhere. Talk to everybody at the grocery store. So, but mainly my connections are realtors, small business owners, estate planners, and property managers, because they connect me with those first-time home buyers. One of the other things I wanted to include in here was just our agent edge advantage. When you work with me as a realtor, there are quite a few advantages that I can help nurture your leads and help you bring in business as well. And I might have sped through it, but that was it for me tonight. I couldn't think of much more to talk about myself, but I did include a little QR code right there so that you can just scan the screen and then share my info with anybody you know in Utah. I know we're all kind of from all over, but connect me with agents in the area if you have financial planners. But thank you all for listening to me. I appreciate it.